Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. I am A.H.P. I'm an author and I also do business. Now today's video is me sharing with you how to prepare dry mushroom and groundnut stew and serving it with potatoes. Okay, so let me reduce that. So I've got dry mushrooms here, okay, and how to dry it is on the channel, okay, so you can watch that. So now I'm going to I've got a Tupperware here, well, a basin here, which I'm going to use to wash this mushrooms with. The mushrooms had already been washed before drying, but because I air dried it, I just want to make sure that there's no dust particles in it. And then I'll drain the water off. And that's that. So then I'm going to put it into my saucepan. Here I'm using a rice cooker. I'm putting the water aside for the potatoes. And then I need some water to start cooking the mushrooms. So I'll need 2 cups of water. Right. Now I also need my onion. So I'm going to chop that. I hope you're doing well, guys. Today is Wednesday morning, just before school run. And I thought, let me make dinner quickly. I need to wash that because sometimes there's black bits on your onions that you don't want. So So that's how you chop your onions. Yeah? And you add it straight to your stew. Yeah? No. No.
Okay, that will help. It's gonna come out all the way like that. Why can it help?
So in here I've got the groundnut flakes, basically the one that I've blended. So I'm going to measure out a few. Into this bowl and mix it with water and pour it in there. Okay. So basically I'm just going to do 3 scoops. I use my spatula. Okay. Because I don't want to use all the groundnut because a little goes a long way. I'm going to get some water. I just need a half of this cup of water. And then you mix it. And that's how it's looking. Add a little bit more. So you want a paste, but you don't want a watery paste, and you don't want the paste too thick either. Because remember there's already water in the mushrooms which will form as soup to loosen the stew. Okay, so this consistency is fine. So I'm going to set that aside. Okay. So now I'm going to peel my potatoes. And it's these kind of potatoes. Okay, in Uganda they call it Irish potatoes, but in the UK just potatoes, just regular potatoes. So so you just wait for the mushroom to cook down a bit before adding the groundnuts to it. Remember my water here for the potatoes. I'm going to wash potatoes in there, but I'm putting the potatoes in the water right now so that it wouldn't turn brown through oxidation. So that's how you keep your potatoes nice and the regular color that it's supposed to be. big potatoes you cut into half, and then you cut the half into half again. So basically you're cutting them into quarters. But the small ones, you leave them just like that. You chop the big ones to make it easier for them to cook quicker. At the same pace as the small ones would cook. I'll cut this into two, because it's a bit big, and that one as well. So you cut them into halves like that. Right, I'm going to set this aside and start tidying up after myself. That's it, that's the meal prep finished. The ingredients prep, sorry, should I say, finished. I'll just put this in the bin. And I'll just tidy up while I wait. So the mushrooms have started to boil, and you start smelling the mushroom smell. Now that the mushroom is cooked a bit, I'm going to add the groundnut paste so that they both together. Can't really show you that much of a close-up because it's gonna...
I finished my milk.
You finished your milk?
Okay. Oh, so wet.
Go and wipe your hands on your towel then.
Okay.
There's some residue of the groundnuts, so I'm just going to rinse off the bowl and pour the residue in there. Now I've read the comment section. Some of you are saying I should show close up of the food. Basically, I'm the one filming at the same time as I'm the one cooking, so it's a bit difficult to show a close up. That is why I bring you the shorts video, the snippet videos of the desserts or the meals or the drinks that I film, because it's very difficult to film and cook at the same time. Because if I bring the camera so close, the steam from the food is going to blur the camera, okay? And so until I have a separate camera person for myself, I'll just be doing shorts video, okay? But this is the consistency at the moment. It will thicken. Okay. So I'll just leave this to thicken, and then once this is cooked, it'll take about 20 minutes for it to cook, 25 minutes for it to cook properly and thicken and all of that. And then I will cook the potatoes. The potatoes, all is left to do with the potatoes is basically to wash and then put a cup and a half of water, because it's small amount of potatoes in there. A cup and a half, and then boil it down, and then you in the middle of cooking, like once it's been like 20 minutes on the potatoes, you just test it by pricking it using a fork or a knife, a sharp instrument basically, and once it can pass through it and it's not hard, then you know your potatoes is cooked. But let me continue with my washing. I need to check the time actually to see time to take my son to school. I'm still keeping an eye on that stew because once the peanuts boil, I don't want it to boil over. So you have to make sure that it doesn't boil over. So you have to be close to it. So the peanuts have started to boil. Like the stew is started to boil. So, which is good. Right, so you can see the stew consistency has started to thicken. Because it's actually boiling. Okay, so that's basically it. You leave it to cook and you add your salt to taste. Okay, I need to add salt to taste. I add like less than half a teaspoon. Basically, that's how much I add of salt, which is less than half a teaspoon. So we don't eat a lot of salt in this house. And add a bit of curry powder. For curry powder, I put a teaspoon or a tablespoon, depending on how much I'm cooking. But for this one, I'll put a teaspoon. And you just stir. Don't fully cover your stew whilst it's cooking. Just leave it halfway open, because if you cover it, it's going to boil over. And you'll find your whole worktop is going to be messy. But that's it, guys. I shall see you in the next video. I need to take these out of here. I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye.